Right, g'day trendsetters, Greg here from Fishplay Films and welcome to episode 2 of our genset delivery video. Or if you haven't watched episode 1, this is episode 1 and you'll watch episode 2, which will be episode 1 later. And then you might watch episode 1 before this episode 2. So this is actually episode 1, that's episode 2. Got it? Okay. Right, so now first thing I want to mention before we get into the running and sounds of it all, the ditch light circuit boards at each end are a thin little strip with a couple of LEDs and a couple of resistors on them. One of mine was shorting out. Now, and I'm very lucky I didn't fry the decoder because I was just checking the wires and I touched one of the wires on the decoder to make sure function 6 was the rear ditch lights, and the decoder shut down. And I heard a little spark and took the wire off and the decoder started up again. So I was very lucky. If I had soldered that wire on and selected function 6, well, the decoder would have blown up. Remember, with our decoders there is an overload for the motor function, but there is no overload at all for the lighting functions, and they're only 100 milliamps each. If you go anywhere near that, which I have done on 1 or 2 occasions and had to send the decoder back accidentally, if you go anywhere near that, the decoder has no protection for overcurrent. It's only 100 milliamps on any of your 6 or 4 lighting functions. So I was very lucky I didn't blow another decoder up. So what happened was the little circuit board, one little piece of solder was sticking out, and they sit in a little groove. Those of you who've got a genset will know. When you get one of these, make sure that those little PC boards for your ditch lights are reasonably free. They have a little bit of tape around them to stop them from flapping around. But if they're hard to push in, make sure you check them. I actually had to file, it's on the rear one here, file some of the metal away because I wasn't going to start attacking the circuit board because I'd probably destroy it. And I wrapped extra tape around it, so be very careful. So otherwise you'll fry a $100 decoder. But soundtracks are very good. If you screw up a decoder in the first 90 days, they will replace it. They're very, very good soundtracks. And even if you do it after 90 days and you're a complete fool, like I have been a couple of times, I think it's $60 they'll replace the decoder. So good on your soundtracks. But where, and another thing, where's the bloody genset file on Tsunami 2s? Huh? Where is it? Well, what are we going to do now? So I want an answer of that, because Soundtracks have subscribed to my channel. So anyone over there in Colorado listening, where is the genset sound file for Tsunami 2? I mean, I like the Tsunami 2s. We've done a review on them. They're very good. There's more stuff coming on the Tsunami 2s. But the gensets, now they're not everyone's cup of tea. I know they're very quiet. I think they look great. But they're not everyone's cup of tea when it comes to sound. But that doesn't mean you don't make a sound file for them, does it? No. No. And on the subject of that, where are our bloody concrete tied turnouts? Huh? Pico. Walters. Who else? What's that turnout over there? This one? Microengineering. Huh? Got concrete ties everywhere on track. Where are the turnouts? We're not idiots, us modelers, we have lots of money. And I think you should look after us a little bit better. There we go. Anyway, that's a little rant. I just get it off my chest. So what I've done, because of the sound of this is so quiet, well, in comparison, I'm going to record it with this. This is a Zoom H5 digital recorder with a XY microphone on the top. See that? The microphones go different ways like this. This is the only way with a microphone set up like this that you can record proper stereo. So that's another whole discussion for like days and days. But I thought, well, I can get in nice and close with this and we can hear the sounds. Now my Sennheiser mic on my big camera here is very good. But if I can pick it up with this, we can hear some of the more nice little sounds that you'll hear when it's closer. So right, enough rambling. I'll record the sound with the Zoom separately later on, and then we'll put it over some of the running video. But just for now, we'll do it with the Sennheiser on the camera. Right. So we finally got it delivered. That was pretty cool, wasn't it? Watching that now, I muted the sound with that when it was attached to the other loco, so we were pretending it was being towed along. If we had a proper drive mechanism in these things that would allow you to push a loco, you could actually run a loco dead. But that's another discussion for another day. Bloody hell, I need my own talk show. Where's Oprah? Okay, here we go. Shh, everybody quiet. Kiddies, quiet. Oh, too far. Now the compressor and the fans, CV112, I've set that to 3, and that gives you automatic compressor and automatic fans. They turn on and off. As it is now, the compressor won't start unless you program that. So you won't hear the compressor or the fans unless you press, I think, F9 for the compressor. So CV112, value 3 to get your fan and your compressor running automatically. The fan's quite loud, I had to turn it down a little bit. Now on the issue of volume, soundtracks, they must be listening, watching my channel, because the default values for the volume on this thing are 180, I think, out of 255 for number 1 prime mover. Number 2 prime mover, I think, is 130, and number 3, the 3 sounds are different. There's another little paper that comes with the decoder. Read that and it'll give you a bit of an idea of how the sounds work in this locomotive, because they're very different to a normal one. And sometimes when you stop the locomotive, one of the prime movers will continue to run at a fast idle or whatever last notch for cooling down and stuff like that. They're all pretty tricky stuff, train shows. Okay, so we've got the horn. It's not a bad horn. I don't know whether it's the accurate one. I'll have to go and have a look and make sure. It's a 3 chime, so I guess I could look it up and see what it is. Bell. Now I've turned the bell down. People, turn your bells down. It drives me insane when you hear these bells going ding, 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 ding. They're, you know, half the time, if the locomotive's notched up, you can hardly hear the bell. Just have it in the background, please. Okay. I've done a few tweaking on this as far as CVs, and now what I've also done is, because of my speed table that I use, I get lots of notches very close together on the low speed, and then as it gets further, the notches get far apart. I suggest that if you're running a linear speed curve with this, like a standard speed curve, you drop your speed, which you should do anyway, but drop your speed, your maximum and minimum speed, CV 66 and 95, drop them right down to like 100 or something. Otherwise, you're never going to hear, unless you're going stupid speeds, you're never going to hear the second or third prime mover start. So, because it works on the notches. So I think notch 3, the second prime mover comes in, notch 5, the second prime mover, sorry, the notch 1 to 3 is prime mover number 1, notch 4 to 6 I think is number 2. Anyway, it's like that. And so if you have your speed set factory, it's going to be going way too fast before you hear these other prime movers kick in. So I would set CV 66 and 95 to maybe 100 or 150 maximum. Of course, mine's set very different because I use a different speed table. Right, so here we go. So that's notch 2 now. Sorry, notch 3. You can hear the second one, you can hear the first prime mover revving up. Now if you can hear that, and I'll record that properly with this. The second prime mover just started now. Now the headlights aren't super bright, but they're bright enough, and the ditch lights are okay. That's with 1 k-ohm resistors in them. That's notch 2. That's notch 3. Notch 4. That's notch 5. The third prime mover is just started. You can hear some turbo whine there. Also programmed a volume of 75 into the momentum. It's always a good idea to put a fair bit of momentum in your locos. 100's probably getting to the peak of being annoying. I have most of mine set at 100, but for shunting, or should I say switching, anywhere between say 50 and 75 gives you a nice amount of delay without having the loco run on for too long. But definitely put some momentum in. Right, well, there you go, trendsetters. Our first genset on the Birdwood Sub. The other one, 1293, is finished on the bench, and I'll be bringing that down probably today or tomorrow and speed matching that and doing all that sort of thing. So in a few updates time, we'll see a couple of these switching either on the grain facility or in West Birdwood Yard here or something like that. So I hope you enjoyed it. Very nice, and the more you listen to it, the more you can hear the sounds. And it really brings home how quiet we really should be running our locos. So I'm going to discuss that in another video, or coming up soon, about sound levels and really how quiet we can run stuff. Because I'm thinking, well, I've always sort of had the idea that you should be more local that you hear stuff, not all around the whole layout. So having this loco really brings home the volume levels that you can run at and still hear things. And this, the more I hear this, the louder it's getting. Now, there's no other locos running in the layout, but if I have a loco running right at the other end of the layout, really I shouldn't be hearing that at all. So that's something we'll discuss in a later episode. Anyway, hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget, if you're getting one of these, if you can buy a decoder, watch the ditch lights on the end. Make sure they're not shorting out onto the frame, because you will blow a decoder up if you do. But anyway, apart from that, thank you, Linda and Eddie. Good luck in your retirement. And they've got a website, not a website, they're selling stuff on eBay, trains, etc., all their stock. So check out their website and it gives you their eBay address. That's where they're selling a lot of their stuff. So anyway, yeah, very nice. I like it, I like it. So we'll see you back on the Birdwood Sub very, very soon. Hooroo for now.